see participants joining very fast, like we have 13 participants right now. Let us allow another 2 minutes, and then maybe I can give a quick brief on the agenda, how the flow is going to be, and how we are going to proceed with the discussion today, which all of us have been looking forward to. Okay. All right, I'll put myself on mute. In the interest of everyone's time and in favor of everyone who has joined on time, we will get started in about a minute. But in the meanwhile, just to give you a background of what we are going to do today, I think some of you have been trying to raise your hands. We are keeping the chat box disabled because that is but we are keeping the Q&A enabled. So if you have any questions, any suggestions, please type your questions and suggestions in the Q&A box. Okay. Can someone type a question on the Q&A box? I would like to see if we are getting the questions from your end. Hello, I got it. Yes, thank you, Rajiv. Is that Raj? Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, I got that question. Similarly, everyone, at the moment you see questions, you have questions, please type it in the Q&A box. We are going to address all the questions towards the end of the session. The session is going to begin with a quick intro, and then I'm going to give you some information which is very crucial, followed by, I'll pass it on to Mr. Manish, who is on the call, and he is going to give a self-introduction of himself, followed by a 1-hour discussion about the solution. We will go through the product specs, illustrations, examples, a lot has to be covered. And after that, we will have a Q&A session wherein all the questions that you will have, put it in the Q&A box. I'm going to take those questions and Mr. Manish is going to address those. Okay. Now, I would like to understand if everyone is okay with English, or do you want a mix of English and Hindi? If anyone, if you can just put it in the Q&A box, please. Anything is okay. Some people are comfortable only in English. So what we can do, we can keep it as a mix of both. Okay. So everyone, whoever is comfortable in English, they can understand, as well as Hindi, they can also understand. All right. Now, let's see, what is the time? Okay, we are 5 minutes past. We are 5 minutes past our allotted time. Let us start the discussion. So I'm guessing I had a chance to discuss and had a session with all of you before the holidays. But if I have if I have not had a chance to speak to you before the holidays, and this is the first time that we are interacting, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for taking the time out to join us today. I am Swati. I take care of the CAN network. I'm heading the same, and I'm responsible to make sure that your journey through the entire CAN network, whether it is as a partner, whatever queries you have, आपको कुछ help चाहिए regarding any collateral or solutions, or your client's journey, I'll make sure that it goes seamless. So that is my goal. Now, I would not like to spend a lot of time on my introduction. Rather, let's move on to the next part. We are going to keep the session in 3 parts. One is the initial introduction. Second is the product specs. We will run few polls in between, जिससे कि हमें पता चले whether you are getting the gist of what we are explaining. And then we will end the call with a Q&A session. Okay? Before we start the call, there are two incentive surprises that I have for you. The first incentive that I'm going to mention right now, and the second one you'll have to wait till the end of the discussion. Okay, so today the agenda of the discussion is to discuss the regular payout or the regular income solution, which is SunJoy by Sun Life. Sun Life has been in the market for more than a century, so there are no doubts that it is a very robust solution, and it has history of over a century. So you can imagine that it is AA rated. It is a tried and tested company, as well as the solutions of it are very well tried and tested. Now, based on my discussion with most of you, I think I had some 50 meetings before the holidays. Based on my discussion, I understood कि आप लोगों में से a lot of you were interested in knowing what are the saving solutions that we provide as Continental. What are some of the investment solutions that we can provide? So, basis on that feedback, we thought, why not start with this solution? Now, why this solution is important, Manish is going to take you through. Manish Sharma has been with the organization for a very long time, and why he is the speaker today, you will get to know very soon once he starts explaining you the solution. But he himself has sold the solution several times, na ki India mein, but Mauritius, Africa, and in different parts. He will highlight himself with all the examples. Very good solution with all it's a multi-purpose, can be used for different needs of the clients, and how to position it. Manish has himself done it, so he's the best person who can actually guide you through. Now, coming to that part, Manish is going to self-introduce himself once in the next part. But as you can imagine, with all the expertise that he holds, with all the experience, on the ground experience that he holds, he has been willing to actually help out. Now, as we go through the session, I'm going to run a quick survey in the background. We will share the link with you shortly. आप लोगों के दिमाग में, as the solution proceeds, whoever shares one or at least one or two client profiles in your mind for whom the solution fits the best, we are going to select the top 5 clientele that comes into your mind. Manish is going to help you end to end in closing the cases for the clients. He'll handhold you. And with his experience, you are definitely going to close the case, so long as the case is genuine, the client's interest and needs are actually meeting. We are going to close it. So that is an incentive wherein you are going to get Manish's expertise on a one-to-one personal basis. So I am urging and I am encouraging all of you to please make the most out of this opportunity. Make sure that, while the session is proceeding, think of all the clientele that you have, and then we are going to share the link with you, share the client profile details that the link is going to ask you. And after the session, we are going to pick up Manish and us, we are going to discuss and select the top 5. And then we are going to revert to you कि हम किन लोगों को one-to-one discussions के लिए invite करेंगे, and then उनका case end to end close करने में help करेंगे. Okay? Any questions that you have, please put it in the Q&A box throughout the discussion. We are going to address all of that during the last 20 to 30 minutes. Now, without any further ado, I would like to invite Mr. Manish Sharma to take on the call from here on. Thank you, Manish, for coming and sharing your time with us and all your expertise with the team over here.
Thank you, Swati. Thank you very much for a brief introduction and opening the session for all of us. And first of all, good afternoon to everyone to come on board for this session. And I'm your host for today, Manish Sharma. And let me just give you a brief introduction about myself before we going to start with a poll here. So this is my profile on your screen. I'm Manish, and I'm in this business of family protection, insurance, wealth protection, keyman protection solutions. So basically, starting from insurance to the financial background, providing customers with the financial solution, customized solutions. I'm in this business for last 23 years now. My entire background has been through banking and insurance field. So naming few, though I belong to India. My native place is Jaipur, but I'm in Mauritius for last 10 plus years now. And I started my career with Modi Telecom, then banks like ICICI, Citibank, HSBC, and I was with Max Life in India for 7 plus years. Worked in different cities from Jodhpur to Gurgaon to Aurangabad to Bombay, and then moved to Mauritius. So I have a decent experience globally now, meeting clients, providing them solutions. So this is my background, and I'll be providing you the insight about this exclusive product offered by Sun Life. So before moving further on the product side, I would like our colleague Nisha, who is in the background, to start with a poll, if I'm correct, Swati.
That's right. So give us a minute. We will just enable the poll.
So you can participate in the poll, which will help us to understand what are your expectations and all.
So
Please.
everyone, you should be able to write in a single sentence, what are you expecting at the end of this call? आपको ये सेशन से आप क्या लेके आपको जो भी ओवरऑल आइडिया है आप सेविंग सोल्यूशन के बारे में जानना चाहते हैं यू वांट टू लर्न व्हाट डू यू वांट टू लर्न व्हाट आर यू एक्सपेक्टिंग आउट ऑफ दिस सेशन you can just write a single word or a sentence, it's up to you.
So we have 1 minute for this poll.
Yeah. We have received 7 responses. Very good. Very good. All right.
Another 15 seconds.
Come on, guys.
Okay, Swati. Okay, thank you very much for your participation in the poll. We'll be having one more poll in the mid of the session for you. So please do participate so that we can understand you better and your expectations. So now I will start about this product. So I'll give you थोड़ा सा idea दे देता हूँ मैं आपको अपने बारे में. मेरे को इंटरेक्शन करना बड़ा मजा आता है लेकिन ये वेबिनार है वी कांट इंटरेक्ट राइट नाउ बट डेफिनेटली इन द क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर वी विल गोइंग टू आंसर मोर अबाउट दिस आई एम नॉट अ टीचर तो एज एन आई बीन इनटू सेल्स मैंने पूरे 23 साल सेल्स ही की है और सेल्स मेरे खून में है तो मुझे मजा आता है लोगों से मिलना बात करना नए नए प्रोडक्ट्स के बारे में जानकारी लेना लोगों को बताना अब मेरे कुछ फ्यू सेलेक्टिव प्रोडक्ट्स हैं जिनमें मेरी एक्सपर्टीज है बहुत ज्यादा लोगों से मिलना उनको समझाना और बात करना ये भी वो प्लान है जो एक यूनिक प्लान है देखिए मैंने थोड़ा मुझे प्रोफाइल पता है आप लोग जिन्होंने ज्वाइन किया है आप लोग किसी ना किसी इंश्योरेंस कंपनी के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं म्यूचुअल फंड करते हैं सब कुछ करते हैं ये जो प्रोडक्ट है ये एक मिक्स एंड मैच है हर चीज का क्यों क्योंकि आज के डेट में अगर मैं बात करूं इंडिया के अंदर जब प्राइवेटाइजेशन हुआ था इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज का 2000 के अंदर उस टाइम पे जो प्रोडक्ट थे और आज के टाइम पे जो प्रोडक्ट्स हैं इंडिया के अंदर उनमें रात दिन का अंतर है आज की डेट में अगर हम बात करें, सबसे ज्यादा जो प्रोडक्ट सेल हो रहे हैं इंडिया के अंदर, वो गारंटेड इनकम प्लान सॉल्यूशन सेल हो रहे हैं। चाहे वो एचडीएफसी के हैं, चाहे वो मैक्स लाइफ के हैं, चाहे वो एलआईसी के हैं, चाहे वो रिलायंस के हैं। मोस्टली क्लाइंट्स को एडवाइजर्स गारंटेड इनकम प्लान सॉल्यूशंस ऑफर कर रहे हैं। क्यों? उसके पीछे कई कारण है। पहला चीज, क्योंकि मार्केट वॉलेटिलिटी इतनी ज्यादा है कि क्लाइंट को ये लगता है कि यार मेरे पैसे का क्या होगा जो मैं इन्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ। वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू एनालाइज की व्हाट विल हैपन टू द मनी दे आर इन्वेस्टिंग। इवन एडवाइजर्स आर नॉट कॉन्फिडेंट कि सिंपल थिंग, कल को चाइना उठ करके इंडिया के साथ वॉर कर दे, मार्केट डाउन चला जाएगा। इधर रशिया या यूक्रेन के अंदर कुछ हुआ, इंडियन मार्केट कोलैप्स कर गए। हम कुछ भी कहें, इन्वेस्टमेंट कहीं ना कहीं मार्केट से लिंक्ड होता है। तो जो वो एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स के कारण इट इम्पैक्ट्स अ लॉट। तो गारंटेड इनकम प्लान सॉल्यूशंस इसलिए सबसे ज्यादा चलन में है, व्हाई पीपल आर लाइकिंग देम अ लॉट, रीजन बीइंग बिकॉज देयर इज एन इनबिल्ट गारंटी ऑफ कैपिटल। At least you will going to receive this much amount. So it is easy for advisors to sell. It is easy for client to understand. So this plan today we are talking about, it is a mix and match of those. So first important aspect of this plan, okay, this is offered by Sun Life. Sun Life is an 154-year-old group. 150 साल से इस बिजनेस के अंदर है। कैनेडियन ओरिजिन है। इसकी स्थापना जो हुई थी कनाडा में हुई थी। इन अ सिंपल वे दे आर कॉल्ड एलआईसी ऑफ कनाडा। जैसे एलआईसी को हम लोग इतना मानते हैं इंडिया के अंदर, क्यों? क्योंकि इतने सालों से है। सेम थिंग, सन लाइफ इज नोन एज एलआईसी ऑफ कनाडा। 154 ईयर्स से इस बिजनेस के अंदर है। हाईली क्रेडिट रेटेड है। दे हैव एन एंटिटी इन हांगकांग, सन लाइफ हांगकांग, विच इज 127 ईयर ओल्ड इन हांगकांग इटसेल्फ। हांगकांग में 127 साल से है। ये जो प्रोडक्ट है ये ऑफर्ड होता है सन लाइफ हांगकांग एंटिटी द्वारा। सन लाइफ वही कंपनी है जो इंडिया के अंदर बिरला सन लाइफ के साथ टाई अप है इंडियन सॉल्यूशंस के लिए। लेकिन वो इंडिया के अंदर बिरला के साथ टाइप करके ओनली आईआरडीए रेगुलेटेड प्रोडक्ट ही सेल कर सकते हैं, कुछ और नहीं सेल कर सकते। कॉन्टिनेंटल जो है वो सन लाइफ का डायरेक्ट डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर है। हम उनके बाकी सारे प्रोडक्ट सेल कर सकते हैं, चाहे वो यूएसडी डिनोमिनेटेड हो, चाहे वो यूरो में हो, चाहे वो पाउंड में हो। हमारे पास हर करेंसी के अंदर सॉल्यूशंस अवेलेबल हैं जो सन लाइफ ऑफर करता है, और हम लोग डायरेक्टली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हैं वर्ल्ड वाइड 155 कंट्रीज को। उनमें से ये एक प्रोडक्ट है जिसको हम बोलते हैं संजॉय। नाउ इसका सबसे बड़ा बेनिफिट जो है प्रोडक्ट का, ये क्लाइंट को सुनने में बड़ा अच्छा लगता है। क्यों? क्योंकि अगर सिंपल वे में मैं बात करूं तो ये प्रोडक्ट एक चीज ऑफर करता है कि कितने साल प्रीमियम पे करना है, वो बहुत शॉर्टर टर्म है। अब आप किसी क्लाइंट को जाकर के अगर कहेंगे कि सर मेरे पास एक बहुत अच्छा प्लान है, आपको अगले 20 साल पेमेंट करना है, क्लाइंट भी सोचेगा पता नहीं 20 साल तक मेरी इनकम इतनी रहेगी या नहीं रहेगी। कैन आई कंटिन्यू पेइंग आफ्टर 5th ईयर? टुडे आई हैव एन इनकम बट आई डोंट नो वेदर इट विल बी देयर आफ्टर 10 ईयर्स और नॉट, और आफ्टर 15 ईयर्स और नॉट। तो अगर आप क्लाइंट को शॉर्टर पीरियड बताते हैं, दे कैन इमेजिन। इफ आई कमेंट से यू ओके यू हैव टू पे प्रीमियम ओनली फॉर 2 ईयर्स, you are very happy, okay, I can imagine next 2 years I have to pay, or you have to pay for 5 years, you can easily imagine. Why people are investing in mutual fund a lot? Reason being, there is no commitment that you have to keep on paying for 15 years, 20 years, and if you surrender in between, there will be a penalty. People are investing in mutual fund because it is giving a slightly better return than insurance policy savings plan. Then there is flexibility. If you want to exit, you can take out the returns. Same thing this plan offers, that you have a freedom of your plan. So this plan has one important component, which is guaranteed income. So this plan offers you a guaranteed income. You can decide your income based on the returns, which we will going to calculate and send it to you, which, which is in the range of 6% per annum. Now I will come on how it is calculated. Then multiple settlement options are there. You can decide how you want to take money. You want to take money as a lump sum. You want to take money as a regular income for rest of your life. You want to take money as a regular income and then withdraw the lump sum. You have multiple settlement options available there. Death benefit. Death benefit in the sense, whatever you are paying in case of death, the amount which accumulates can be paid to the beneficiary if you have not chosen other settlement options, which I will going to explain आगे वाली slides के अंदर. Tax planning. So again, it offers as a deferred tax, जो बाकी savings plan के अंदर होता है. Same thing this plan has. जो भी आप इनकम जनरेट कर रहे हो दैट विल बी एज टैक्सेबल एज अदर इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान्स इन इंडिया जो आप लेते हैं, बट ये डेफर्ड टैक्स है जब आप इनकम शुरू करेंगे एट दैट टाइम। यू हैव अ चॉइस। अब मैं सिंपल सा एक आपको एन्यूटी प्लान जब हम बोलते हैं उसको पेंशन प्लान से लोग लिंक करते हैं। ना व्हाट इज पेंशन प्लान? इंडिया के अंदर जितने भी पेंशन प्लान अवेलेबल है, चाहे आप लमसम पे करके लीजिए चाहे आप रेगुलर पेमेंट करके लीजिए, पेंशन प्लान के अंदर एक चीज फिक्स्ड है, डिसाइडेड है बाय द इंश्योरेंस कंपनी की आपकी पेंशन जो स्टार्ट होगी या तो एज 55 60 65 पे स्टार्ट होगी, एंड जब तक आप जियोगे तब तक पे होगी आपको। इन केस ऑफ योर डेथ 5 years या 10 years फिक्स्ड है, वो आपकी फैमिली को पे होगी, उसके बाद बंद हो जाएगा। बट अब आज की डेट में एक टर्मिनोलॉजी बहुत ज्यादा चल रही है, अर्ली रिटायरमेंट। सपोज मैं डिसाइड करता हूँ कि आई वांट टू रिटायर एट एज 50 और आई वांट टू रिटायर एट एज 45, आई डोंट वांट टू कंटिन्यू अप टू एज 55। लेकिन अगर आप पेंशन प्लान को ले रहे हैं तो वो तो आपको 45 पे देगा नहीं पेंशन। ये जो प्लान है ये आप डिसाइड कर सकते हैं आपको एन्यूटी कब चाहिए। आप बोलते हो मेरे को 3rd year से एन्यूटी चाहिए, योर चॉइस। आप बोलते हो मेरे को 5th year से चाहिए, योर चॉइस। 6th 7th 8th 10th 15 20 आप डिसाइड कीजिए आपको इनकम कब से चाहिए। बीच में स्टॉप भी कर सकते हैं, फिर कंटिन्यू कर सकते हैं, लमसम ले सकते हैं। आपके पास पूरा कंट्रोल आपकी पॉलिसी का है। तो टैक्स प्लानिंग जो है वो बेसिकली डेफर्ड है, जब आप स्टार्ट करेंगे देन इट विल बी टैक्सेबल इन योर हैंड एज अ मनी कीप्स ऑन ग्रोइंग। जो भी टैक्स स्लैब के अंदर क्लाइंट फॉल करते हैं उनको वो जो बाकी जो भी इनकम टैक्स के लॉज है सेम एप्लीकेबल फॉर दिस प्लान ऑल्सो। एक बहुत अच्छा इसके अंदर बेनिफिट दिया है विच इज एक्सीडेंटल केयर बेनिफिट। नाउ एक्सीडेंटल केयर बेनिफिट क्या है? ये पॉलिसी के अंदर इनबिल्ट है। फॉर एनी रीजन ड्यू टू एन एक्सीडेंट, अगर किसी क्लाइंट को डिसेबिलिटी हो जाती है, डिसेबिलिटी की एक डेफिनेशन है इसके अंदर, वेयर दे आर नॉट एबल टू परफॉर्म डेली 3 ड्यूटीज। डेली 3 ड्यूटीज का मतलब है जैसे खुद नहा नहीं सकते, दे कैनॉट टेक बाथ ऑन देयर ओन, खुद खा नहीं सकते, दे आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन समवन फॉर ईटिंग, दे कैनॉट गो टू टॉयलेट, वो खुद नहीं जा सकते किसी और की मदद से। अगर सिंपल लैंग्वेज में बात करें, लेट्स से बिकॉज ऑफ एक्सीडेंट समवन गोज इनटू कोमा, नाउ दे आर इनटू वेजिटेबल स्टेट। तो ऐसे सिनेरियो के अंदर जितना भी टोटल प्रीमियम आप पे करेंगे उसका 1000 times इंश्योरेंस कंपनी इमीडिएटली पे कर देगी क्लाइंट को, विच इज इंश्योर्ड को, या $1.25 million मैक्सिमम, विच एवर इज लेस, वो इमीडिएटली पे हो जाएगा और पॉलिसी एज इट इज कंटिन्यू रहेगी। जब हम इलस्ट्रेशंस के ऊपर डिस्कशन करेंगे तब आपको समझ में आएगा हाउ इट इज बेनिफिशियल। तो ये एक बहुत अच्छा बेनिफिट है इसके अंदर। बीइंग सन लाइफ इज एन इंश्योरेंस कंपनी, तो कहीं ना कहीं इंश्योरेंस का एंगल सारे प्लान्स के अंदर रहता ही रहता है, तो ये चीज उसके अंदर बेनिफिशियल है। इंटरजनरेशनल वेल्थ ट्रांसफर, ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है क्योंकि ये प्लान्स क्या है, एज अ सक्सेशन प्लानिंग के लिए भी यूज होते हैं, लेगेसी ट्रांसफर के लिए भी यूज होते हैं। कैसे? आपने जो भी प्लान लिया, आपने जितने साल का भी विड्रॉवल लिया, एक स्टेज पे जाकर के आप बोलते हो ओके नाउ मैं इस एज में पहुंच गया कि मुझे इस प्लान को कंटिन्यू नहीं करना है, इस प्लान में जितनी भी वेल्थ है मेरे 2 बच्चे उनके नाम पे 50-50 डिवाइड कर दो, या 25% मेरी वाइफ को दे दो, बाकी 75 मेरे 2 बच्चों के अंदर डिवाइड कर दो। जो भी परसेंटेज आपको करना चाहते हैं आप कर सकते हैं, और वो प्लान वहां से ट्रांसफर हो जाएगा आपके बच्चों के नाम पे या आपकी वाइफ के नाम पे, और वो उसको आगे कंटिन्यू कर सकते हैं। नाउ अब ये प्लान कब तक चलता है? इस प्लान की जो लिमिट है वो 120 years ऑफ द इंश्योर्ड है। तो अगर मैंने आज ये प्लान लिया है, मैं जब तक 120 साल का हूंगा तब तक ये प्लान चलेगा। मैं इसको ट्रांसफर कर देता हूँ आगे, तो जिसके नाम पे ट्रांसफर कर रहा हूँ उसकी एज 120 साल तक होगी, तब तक ये प्लान कंटिन्यू रहेगा। तो ये एक लेगेसी और सक्सेशन प्लानिंग के लिए भी काम में आता है। सिंपल वे में समझे, आपने एक घर खरीदा, वो आप जब तक आप एंजॉय कर रहे हैं, चाहे आपने रहने के लिए खरीदा है चाहे इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए खरीदा है, एक सर्टेन एज के बाद आप क्या करेंगे, उसको ट्रांसफर करेंगे अपनी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन के लिए, वो उसको एंजॉय करेंगे, बेचेंगे, एनकैश करेंगे, वो उनका चॉइस है। सेम थिंग इस प्लान के अंदर है। जब तक आप है आप एंजॉय कीजिए, एक सर्टेन एज के बाद आप ट्रांसफर कर दीजिए, लेट योर नेक्स्ट जनरेशन एंजॉय दिस प्लान। उनको जैसे एंजॉय करना है, विड्रॉवल करके एंजॉय करना है, लमसम लेकर के एंजॉय करना है, वो कर सकते हैं। तो बेसिकली ये प्लान ट्रांसफरेबल है एक जनरेशन से दूसरी, दूसरी से तीसरी जनरेशन, जब तक इस प्लान के अंदर वैल्यू बची हुई है और पूरी विड्रॉ नहीं कर ली जाती है, वो ऑप्शन है। नाउ शॉर्ट प्रीमियम पेमेंट टर्म, जो मैंने आपको बोला था यूएसपी है इस प्लान का, क्योंकि अगर आप क्लाइंट को बोलते हो आपके पास दो चॉइसेस है प्रीमियम पे करने की, या तो आप 2 साल पे कीजिए या 5 साल पे कीजिए। अब क्लाइंट इजीली इमेजिन कर सकता है कि 2 साल मुझे देना है या 5 साल मुझे देना है। दे कैन इमेजिन देयर इनकम फॉर नेक्स्ट 2 years और 5 years। क्लाइंट ये बोले कि मुझे 10 साल देना है, इस प्लान में नहीं दे सकता। बोलता है मुझे 6 साल देना है, नहीं दे सकता। या तो 2 साल दे सकता है या सिर्फ 5 साल दे सकता है। दो ही ऑप्शन है जो हम एग्जाम्पल के साथ में आगे आपसे शेयर करेंगे। नाउ प्लान का स्ट्रक्चर अगर मैं थोड़ा सा समझाऊं, प्लान के अंदर बेनिफिट्स कैसे मिलते हैं। इसके अंदर गारंटेड 3 ऑप्शंस है। पहला है गारंटेड कैश वैल्यू, जो एक्यूमुलेट होने लग जाती है थर्ड पॉलिसी ईयर से। चाहे आपने 2 पे चूज किया चाहे 5 पे चूज किया, थर्ड ईयर से कंपनी इसके अंदर मिनिमम गारंटेड कैश वैल्यू ऐड करने लग जाएगी पॉलिसी के अंदर, और वो कंटिन्यूअस रहेगी 120th ईयर, जब तक पॉलिसी चलेगी तब तक रहेगी। या पेएबल होगी इन केस ऑफ अ डेथ, या इन केस ऑफ अ सरेंडर, अगर क्लाइंट पूरा पैसा निकाल लेता है तो। फिर इसके अंदर एक सेकंड ऑप्शन आता है रिविजनरी बोनस। रिविजनरी बोनस नॉन गारंटेड है, बट वो हर साल डिक्लेयर होगा। एवरी ईयर इंश्योरेंस कंपनी हैज टू डिक्लेयर रिविजनरी बोनस। नॉन गारंटेड है बट डिक्लेयर्ड ऑन द परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ इंश्योरेंस कंपनी, और एक बार डिक्लेयर होने के बाद इट बिकम्स गारंटेड। मैं उस पर भी आऊंगा कि रिविजनरी बोनस कैसे पे होता है। थर्ड ऑप्शन है टर्मिनल बोनस। टर्मिनल बोनस भी नॉन गारंटेड है। अगेन इट इज बेस्ड ऑन इंश्योरेंस कंपनी, हर साल भी डिक्लेयर कर सकती है, किसी साल नहीं भी कर सकती। वन ऑफ बेसिस है, इस साल किया मे भी नेक्स्ट ईयर नहीं किया, उसके बाद कर दिया। नॉन गारंटेड है, लेकिन एक बार डिक्लेयर हो गया तो गारंटेड हो जाता है। नाउ रिविजनरी बोनस और टर्मिनल बोनस जो है वो डिक्लेयर होते हैं ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट। अब आप इंडिया में आप जब इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज में काम करते हैं, आपने एक टर्मिनोलॉजी बहुत ज्यादा सुनी होगी, पार्टिसिपेटिंग एंड नॉन पार्टिसिपेटिंग पॉलिसीज। तो अगर आपने उस टाइम पे यूलिप प्लान्स बहुत सेल किए होंगे, जब एक यूलिप का चलन आया था 2009-10 के आसपास, यूलिप बहुत बिकते थे इंडिया के अंदर, हर इंश्योरेंस कंपनी बेच रही थी। यूलिप को बोला जाता है नॉन पार्टिसिपेटिंग पॉलिसीज, और जो आप एंडोमेंट प्लान सेल करते हैं उनको बोलते हैं पार्टिसिपेटिंग पॉलिसीज। सो फर्क ये है कि नॉन पार्टिसिपेटिंग में इंश्योरेंस कंपनी बोलती है ये प्लान है, ये फंड है, इसमें आप इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, आपका रिस्क, हमने अपना खर्चा इसमें से निकाल लिया है। अब प्लान ग्रो करता है, आपका बेनिफिट, प्लान नीचे जाता है, आपका नुकसान उसके अंदर। हम पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर रहे हैं रिटर्न जनरेट करने के लिए। बाकी जो एंडोमेंट प्लान होते हैं जिसमें बोनस डिक्लेयर किया जाता है, उनको बोलते हैं पार्टिसिपेटिंग पॉलिसीज, जहां पे इंश्योरेंस कंपनी पार्टिसिपेट करती है आपके साथ में उस इन्वेस्टमेंट को ग्रो करने के लिए, और फिर उसके बाद में अपने खर्चे निकाल के बोनस डिक्लेयर करती है। सेम थिंग, ये जो प्लान है ये पार्टिसिपेटिंग प्लान है, क्योंकि इंश्योरेंस कंपनी सन लाइफ का यहाँ पे एक पार्टिसिपेटिंग फंड है। $137 बिलियन का पार्टिसिपेटिंग फंड है, जिसके अंदर ये सारा पैसा इन्वेस्ट होता है। उसके अंदर इक्विटी एक्सपोजर सिर्फ 5% है, सिर्फ 5% का इक्विटी एक्सपोजर है, जिससे प्लान का रिस्क जो है बहुत कम है। क्योंकि मार्केट में वॉलेटिलिटी किस चीज से आती है? वॉलेटिलिटी कम्स फ्रॉम equity. Now, as I said at the start, China or US entered into war, India will suffer. Ukraine and Russia entered into war, India is suffering. Market goes up and down. And अगर आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट स्टॉक मार्केट में है, it will going to fluctuate. It can be higher, it can be lower, depending on the market news. But when there is a little investment in equity, अगर इक्विटी में इन्वेस्टमेंट ही कम है तो फ्लक्चुएशन का मौका कम रहेगा। इस प्लान के अंदर मैक्सिमम इन्वेस्टमेंट जो है वो मनी मार्केट इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स, बॉन्ड्स, कैश एंड कैश इक्विवेलेंट्स, जो मैं आपको एक स्लाइड बाद में शेयर करूंगा जिसमें आपको मैं समझाऊंगा हाउ इट वर्क्स, तो वहां से आता है, इसलिए रिटर्न इज वेरी स्टेबल इन दिस प्लान। नाउ एक इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट यहाँ पे जानना जरूरी है कि ब्रेक इवन ऑफ दिस प्लान, जो क्लाइंट पैसा पे करेगा, चाहे 2 साल में पे कर रहा है चाहे 5 साल में पे कर रहा है, ऑन गारंटेड टर्म्स 13 ईयर्स के अंदर ब्रेक इवन हो जाएगा। गारंटेड टर्म्स मींस ओनली गारंटेड कैश वैल्यू, फॉरगेट अबाउट रिविजनरी एंड टर्मिनल बोनस। गारंटेड बेसिस पे भी 13 ईयर्स में जितना पैसा क्लाइंट ने दिया उतना पैसा पॉलिसी में अवेलेबल है, गारंटी है सन लाइफ के द्वारा। अगर हम एक्चुअल रिटर्न की बात करें इंक्लूडिंग रिविजनरी एंड टर्मिनल बोनस, जो डिक्लेयर करती है इंश्योरेंस कंपनी, एंड एवरी ईयर दे आर डूइंग वेरी वेल, व्हिच आई विल गोइंग टू शो यू लेटर, तो ब्रेक इवन पीरियड जो है 2 पे के लिए 6 years है एंड 5 पे के लिए 7 years है। दैट मीन्स इन 7 years जितना पैसा क्लाइंट ने एज अ प्रीमियम पे किया है उतना पैसा पॉलिसी में अवेलेबल है फॉर 5 पे, एंड फॉर 2 पे इट इज इन 6 years। तो ये एक पीस ऑफ माइंड क्लाइंट के लिए है कि भाई अगर मैं 6 साल में निकाल भी रहा हूँ पैसा तो मेरे को उतना तो पैसा मिल गया जितना मैंने लगाया। और सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट यहाँ पे ये समझिए, ये पॉलिसी डॉलर्स के अंदर है, यूएसडी में है। तो एक करेंसी एप्रिसिएशन तो मिलेगा ही मिलेगा कि अगर मैंने 6 साल पैसा रखा, मैं कहता हूँ और ज्यादा ग्रोथ नहीं भी आई तो भी मेरे को करेंसी की ग्रोथ तो मिल ही रही है उसके अंदर, क्योंकि डॉलर फ्लक्चुएट करता है अगेंस्ट इंडियन करेंसी। अब मैं एक आपको एक लाइव एग्जांपल दूं, मैं 2013 के अंदर मॉरिशस आया था, उस टाइम पे डॉलर का रेट था 60 रुपए अगेंस्ट डॉलर, अगेंस्ट आईएनआर। आज की डेट में 83 रुपीज है। कितना जबरदस्त फर्क आ गया है पिछले 10 साल के अंदर। तो अगर मैं अगले और 10 साल की बात करूं, अगर डॉलर आईएनआर इज अराउंड 95, अगर आप ब्रेक इवन पे भी पैसा निकालते हैं तो आपको करेंसी वाइज एप्रिसिएशन मिल रहा है, यू विल गोइंग टू गेट एक्स्ट्रा मनी इन आईएनआर अगर आप कंपेयर करेंगे। तो वो बेनिफिट हमेशा रहेगा क्योंकि देयर इज नो करेंसी रिस्क। नाउ प्लान डिजाइन की हमने जो बात की, दो ही ऑप्शन है प्रीमियम पे करने के, 2 पे एंड 5 पे। इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड जो हम बोल रहे हैं कि एन्युटी कब से लेनी है, वो टोटली फ्लेक्सिबल है, क्लाइंट के हाथ में है कब विड्रॉ करना चाहते हैं। आपने 2 साल पे किया, इमीडिएटली 2 साल बाद स्टार्ट करना चाहते हैं वो भी कर सकते हैं। आपने 5 साल पे किया, इमीडिएटली छठे साल से आप बोलते हो कि मेरे को विड्रॉवल्स दे दो, वो भी कर सकते हैं। आप बोलते हैं नहीं, मैं 40 साल का हूं, मैं जब 60 का हूंगा तब से मेरे को चाहिए, तो आप 20 साल का इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड भी रख सकते हैं, कोई 10 साल का रख सकता है, कोई 5 साल का रख सकता है। टोटली डिपेंड्स ऑन क्लाइंट, पूरा फ्रीडम क्लाइंट के हाथ में है। एन्युटी जो है आप हर साल विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं, या आप बोलते हैं नहीं मेरे को एन्युटी नहीं चाहिए, मेरे को इस साल इतना पैसा चाहिए उतना निकाल लिया, उसके 5 साल बाद इतना चाहिए उतना निकाल लिया। आप स्पेसिफिक विड्रॉवल्स भी कर सकते हैं। मिनिमम जो स्टार्ट होता है वो 6% से वी कैन स्टार्ट विड्रॉइंग, और डिपेंडिंग आप कितना इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड रख रहे हैं उससे ज्यादा भी उसके अंदर मिल सकता है। इशू एज 2 पे के लिए क्लाइंट की एज 0 ईयर से लेकर के 80 साल तक के बंदे को आप ये प्लान दे सकते हैं, और 5 साल का अगर है तो 75 साल तक के बंदे को आप ये प्लान दे सकते हैं। मिनिमम प्रीमियम 2 पे के अंदर $15,000 है। तो $15,000 अगर मैं बात करता हूँ आज की डेट में इंडियन करेंसी के हिसाब से, तकरीबन 12,50,000 पकड़ लीजिए आप। साल का 12,50,000 आईएनआर देना है, वो भी सिर्फ 2 साल के लिए। मतलब 2 साल में आपने 50 लाख रुपए दिया, सॉरी 25 लाख रुपए दिया, 50 लाख नहीं 25 लाख रुपए दिया, बस उसके आगे आपको देना नहीं है। और अगर 5 साल के लिए हम बात करते हैं तो $3,000 साल का है, विच इज अराउंड 2.5 लाख रुपए, 2.5 लाख रुपए साल का। ये मिनिमम है, ऊपर आप कितना भी पे करें क्लाइंट के हाथ में है, डिपेंडिंग ऑन हाउ यू कन्विंस क्लाइंट। तो मैं एग्जांपल्स आगे शेयर करूंगा, तब हम इसके बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे कैसे ये काम करता है। इंटरजनरेशनल वेल्थ ट्रांसफर की जो हमने बात की थी, तो क्लाइंट ने पॉलिसी ली 2 साल की या 5 साल की, इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड रखा, उसको हर साल पैसा मिला। तो इसके अंदर क्या है, जो क्लाइंट विड्रॉ कर रहा है पैसा वो तो क्लाइंट को मिल ही रहा है हर साल, उसके अलावा जो क्लाइंट ने पे किया वो भी पॉलिसी के अंदर ही है, वो ग्रो होता रहता है। जितना लंबा रखेंगे तो वो एक लमसम वैल्यू भी मिलती है। अब क्लाइंट बोलता है भाई मेरे को, मैं 80 साल का हो गया, मैंने जितना पैसा निकालना था निकाल लिया, अब मुझे इस पैसे की जरूरत नहीं है, मेरे 2 बच्चे एक काम करो उनके दोनों के नाम पे पॉलिसी ट्रांसफर कर दो आधा आधा करके। सपोज मैं कहता हूँ 10 लाख रुपए उसके अंदर है, वो बोलता है 5 लाख की एक पॉलिसी बना दो, 5 लाख की एक पॉलिसी बना दो, बना दी। वो पॉलिसी आगे कंटिन्यू रहेगी। उसमें से एक बच्चा बोलता है अच्छा मेरे 2 बच्चे उनके नाम पे आधी आधी करके पॉलिसी बना दो, वो भी कर सकते हैं। तो ये पॉलिसी कंटिन्यू होती रहेगी अनटिल अनलेस पूरा सरेंडर नहीं कर देते, या सपोज यहाँ पे जिस क्लाइंट ने लिया वो बोलता है सरेंडर वैल्यू पे मुझे पूरा पैसा दे दो, तो पॉलिसी के अंदर कुछ बचेगा नहीं तो आगे ट्रांसफर नहीं होगी। या वो बोलता है 50% मैं निकाल रहा हूँ, 50% इस बच्चे के नाम पे कर दो, इसको मुझे कुछ नहीं देना, वो चॉइस भी है। तो आप जैसे अपनी वेल्थ ट्रांसफर करते हैं, सेम चीज इस पॉलिसी की वैल्यू को आप आगे ट्रांसफर कर सकते हैं, जिस भी परसेंटेज में आप करना चाहते हैं वो आप ट्रांसफर कर सकते हैं। ये नेक्स्ट टू नेक्स्ट जनरेशन तक आप लिक्विडिटी ट्रांसफर कर सकते हैं। डेथ बेनिफिट सेटलमेंट, भाई डेथ बेनिफिट सेटलमेंट इसके अंदर ऐसा है कि एज अ क्लाइंट वो डिसाइड कर सकता है कि मेरी डेथ पे इस पॉलिसी का क्या होगा, पहले से डिसाइड कर सकता है। जैसे मैंने आज ये पॉलिसी ली, मैं मेरी पॉलिसी के अंदर इंस्ट्रक्शन दे सकता हूँ इंश्योरेंस कंपनी को कि इन केस आई डाई, मेरी डेथ पे ये पॉलिसी मेरी वाइफ के नाम पे ट्रांसफर हो जानी चाहिए और वो इसको कंटिन्यू करेंगी। अगर मैं कोई इंस्ट्रक्शन नहीं दूंगा पॉलिसी का, तो मेरी डेथ पे जो भी सरेंडर वैल्यू है वो मेरे बेनिफिशियरी को पे हो जाएगी। मैं चाहूं कि नहीं पे हो, पॉलिसी कंटिन्यू होनी चाहिए एज इट इज जैसे मैंने ली, तो मैं पहले से उसके अंदर सेकंड इंश्योर्ड अपॉइंट कर दूंगा मेरे जीते जी। मैं हूं जिंदा, मैंने कहा ओके मेरी डेथ के ऊपर ये पॉलिसी मेरी वाइफ कंटिन्यू करेगी जैसे मैंने प्लान किया है वैसे। मेरी डेथ पे वाइफ को ट्रांसफर हो गई, पॉलिसी बंद नहीं होगी। वाइफ रेगुलर इनकम विड्रॉवल ले रही है। मेरी वाइफ डिसाइड कर सकती है कि उसकी डेथ के टाइम पे पॉलिसी का क्या होना है। मेरे दो बच्चे हैं, दोनों के नाम पे 50-50% ट्रांसफर कर दो, या मेरे एक बच्चे को नाम पे 75% कर दो, एक के नाम पे 25% कर दो, क्योंकि एक को मैं प्लॉट भी दे रही हूँ। तो वो चीज वो डिसाइड कर सकते हैं। तो डेथ बेनिफिट सेटलमेंट ऑप्शन बेसिकली जीते जी आप चूज कर सकते हैं कि आपकी पॉलिसी का आगे क्या होगा आपके जाने के बाद। फिर एक्सीडेंटल केयर प्लस बेनिफिट जो मैंने आपको पॉलिसी में शुरू में समझाया था, ये बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल बेनिफिट है, क्योंकि देखिए कुछ नहीं पता होता जिंदगी में किसके साथ क्या होने वाला है। मैं आपको कल का एग्जांपल बताना चाहूंगा, कल का नहीं कह सकता, 2 दिन पहले का एग्जांपल बताना चाहूंगा। मॉरिशस में साइक्लोन आया, बेलाल नाम से अगर आप गूगल करेंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा। BELAL के नाम से साइक्लोन आया जो रीयूनियन में गया, मेजर इफेक्ट रीयूनियन में था, लेकिन उसके जो रेडियस इतना बड़ा था, उसका इतना जबरदस्त इफेक्ट आया, और जो यहाँ का मेट्रोलॉजिकल डिपार्टमेंट है वो उसको एंटिसिपेट नहीं कर पाया और छुट्टी डिक्लेयर नहीं की। तो सारे एम्प्लॉयज वगैरह ऑफिस चले गए थे। तो यहाँ का जो कैपिटल है पोर्ट लुइस, वहां पे इतना ज्यादा पानी आया, बाढ़ आ गई, मोर देन 200 कार्स सब डिस्ट्रॉय हो गए, सब पानी के अंदर डूबे हुए थे। कार, लोग बाग गाड़ी के ऊपर खड़े होकर के उनको बचाव कर्मियों ने आकर के बचाया। अगर आप गूगल करेंगे तो आपको फोटोज दिखेगी इस सिचुएशन की। तो इतना जबरदस्त इफेक्ट आया, किसी ने कोई प्लान नहीं किया था कि ऐसा कुछ हो सकता है। कुछ लोगों की डेथ भी हुई है उसके अंदर, क्योंकि इतना ज्यादा पानी का बहाव था, लोग नहीं झेल पाए। ऐसी सिचुएशन अगर कुछ आ जाती है, कोई ड्राउन हो गया, एक्सीडेंट है ये, इसके अंदर कुछ नहीं कर सकते, इट्स एन एक्सीडेंटल चीज। कोई ऐसी सिचुएशन में पहुंच गया कि लकवा मार गया है, पैरालाइज हो गया है एक्सीडेंट के कारण, ट्रैवल कर रहे थे, एक्सीडेंट हुआ, दे लॉस देयर लिम्स, दोनों पांव चले गए, डिपेंडेंट हो गए किसी और के ऊपर। ऐसे सिनेरियो के अंदर अगर ये प्लान ले रखा है और क्लाइंट को कुछ होता है, तो उस केस के अंदर जितना प्रीमियम, सो लेट्स एक एग्जांपल, किसी ने 2 पे पॉलिसी ली है और $15,000 साल का दे रहा है, तो $30,000 होता है। $30,000 इंटू 10 टाइम्स, 3 लाख। इमीडिएटली इंश्योरेंस कंपनी अगर ऐसी कोई सिचुएशन होती है, $3 लाख इमीडिएटली क्लाइंट को पे कर देगी। और उसने जो प्लान $30,000 का लिया है, जो भी उसके अंदर एनुअल विड्रॉवल्स प्लान के, वो कंटिन्यू रहेंगे। मैक्सिमम इसके अंदर जो पे होता है वो होता है $1.25 मिलियन। चाहे क्लाइंट $5 लाख पे कर रहा है साल का, चाहे $10 लाख पे कर रहा है साल का, मैक्सिमम $1.25 मिलियन पे होगा। और या फिर 1000%, विच इज 10 टाइम्स ऑफ टोटल प्रीमियम, वो इमीडिएटली पे हो जाएगा। नाउ इसके एक चीज समझने की है, जब ये बोलते हैं एक्सीडेंटल केयर बेनिफिट, लॉस ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट एग्जिस्टेंस, जिसके अंदर 3 डेली ड्यूटीज के लिए क्लाइंट को किसी और पे डिपेंडेंट होना पड़ेगा, चाहे वो खाने के लिए हो, चाहे नहाने के लिए हो, चाहे टॉयलेट जाने के लिए हो। तो सिंपल वे जो मैंने शुरू में कहा था टू अंडरस्टैंड इज दैट, कि कोमा में चला गया है, एक साइड पूरी पैरालाइज हो गई है, या पैरालिसिस हो गया है, कुछ भी ऐसी सिचुएशन आती है जिसके अंदर क्लाइंट सेल्फ डिपेंडेंट नहीं है, इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं है, किसी और पे डिपेंडेंट है, उस केस के अंदर ये बेनिफिट पे हो जाता है और पॉलिसी कंटिन्यू रहती है। अब अगर ऐसा कोई सिनेरियो हो जाता है ड्यूरिंग प्रीमियम पेमेंट टर्म, लेट्स टेक एग्जांपल, किसी क्लाइंट ने 5 पे का ऑप्शन चूज किया है, पहले साल प्रीमियम पे किया और सेकेंड ईयर में उसका एक्सीडेंट होता है और वो पैरालाइज हो जाता है या कोमा में चला जाता है, तो आगे की जो 4 इंस्टॉलमेंट्स हैं वो वेव ऑफ हो जाएंगी, अप टू मैक्सिमम $2 लाख तक। तो क्लाइंट का अगर प्रीमियम ही $1 लाख है और $4 लाख पे करना बाकी रहा, तो उसमें से $2 लाख वेव हो जाएगा, $2 लाख पे करना होगा। तो मैक्सिमम वेवर इज $200,000। तो आगे की इंस्टॉलमेंट्स वेव ऑफ हो जाएगी और प्लान एज इट इज कंटिन्यू रहेगा जैसे क्लाइंट ने प्लान किया था, प्लस एक्सीडेंटल का जो बेनिफिट है, जो 10 टाइम्स ऑफ टोटल प्रीमियम या मैक्सिमम $1.25 मिलियन है, वो भी पे हो जाएगा। तो ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बेनिफिट है इस प्लान का, क्योंकि इंश्योरेंस में हम कहते हैं ना, नथिंग इज इन कंट्रोल। ये ऐसी चीज है जो आप प्लान नहीं कर सकते। अगर कुछ होना होता है तो उसी टाइम पे इंश्योरेंस काम में आता है। तो ये बेनिफिट उस टाइम के लिए बना हुआ है। नाउ एडिशनल बेनिफिट फॉर द पेयर बेनिफिट, बेसिकली अगर ये पॉलिसी किसी ने अपने बच्चे के नाम पे ली है या ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स एज अ गिफ्ट अपने ग्रैंड चाइल्ड के नाम पे लेना चाह रहे हैं, अगर ऐसा कुछ लिया है तो उसमें पेयर बेनिफिट एप्लीकेबल हो जाता है। अगर पेयर को डिसेबिलिटी हो जाती है बिकॉज ऑफ एक्सीडेंट, या वो पास्ड अवे बिफोर एज 65 बिकॉज ऑफ एक्सीडेंट, तो उस केस के अंदर आगे के जो प्रीमियम्स है वो वेव ऑफ हो जाते हैं। तो पेयर बेनिफिट एप्लीकेबल हो जाता है उस केस के अंदर। देन एडिशनल बेनिफिट फॉर 5 पे प्रीमियम विच इज प्रीमियम हॉलीडे। तो देखो, मैं पर्सनली क्लाइंट्स को ये ऑप्शन नहीं देता, क्योंकि अगर किसी क्लाइंट को आप बोलते हो कि आपके पास ऑप्शन है कि आप प्रीमियम मत पे करो 1 साल 2 साल के लिए, तो क्लाइंट जनरली उस चीज को ऑप्ट कर लेता है। और वैसे भी इस पॉलिसी का प्रीमियम पेमेंट 5 साल और 2 साल बहुत शॉर्टर पीरियड है, तो इस ऑप्शन को एक्सरसाइज नहीं करना चाहिए। लेकिन फिर भी ये ऑप्शन अवेलेबल है इंश्योरेंस कंपनी द्वारा, जिसके अंदर क्लाइंट ने अगर 5 साल का प्रीमियम पेमेंट चूज किया है और उसने 1 साल का प्रीमियम पे कर दिया है, और सेकंड पॉलिसी के टाइम पे उसको कुछ फाइनेंशियल डिफिकल्टी है, तो क्लाइंट कैन चूज कि अगले 2 साल तक वो प्रीमियम ना पे करे और उसके बाद स्टार्ट कर दे प्रीमियम पे करना। तो उसको प्रीमियम हॉलीडे ऑप्शन कहते हैं। तो पॉलिसी लैप्स नहीं होती है, पॉलिसी एज इट इज कंटिन्यू रहती है। बस जिस पीरियड में वो प्रीमियम नहीं पे कर रहा है, उस पीरियड में ना तो उसको गारंटेड कैश वैल्यू अक्यूमुलेट होगी, ना उसका रिविजनरी बोनस डिक्लेयर होगा, और ना ही उसका टर्मिनल बोनस डिक्लेयर होगा। वो फ्रीज हो जाएगी पॉलिसी वहां पे, और जब वो प्रीमियम पे करना शुरू करेगा वहां से वो वापस से एक्यूमुलेट होने लग जाएगी। जनरली क्या होता है, अगर जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल कोविड टाइम की बात करते हैं, कोविड के टाइम पे बहुत लोगों को ये चैलेंज आया था कि प्रीमियम पे करें या अपने बच्चों की स्कूल फीस पे करें या घर का खाना पे करें। तो इन दैट काइंड ऑफ अ सिनेरियो क्लाइंट हैज एन ऑप्शन टू टेक प्रीमियम holiday. So this option is available here to opt for a premium holiday. Now, अब मैं एग्जाम्पल पे जाने से पहले, वी हैव अनदर पोल फॉर यू विच आर कलीग विल गोइंग टू रन अनदर पोल, जिसके अंदर वी वुड अप्रिशिएट कि आप बढ़ चढ़ के उसके अंदर हिस्सा ले और अपना रेस्पॉन्स दे, सो दैट वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड आपका एक्सपेक्टेशन क्या है। निशा एंड स्वाति, कैन वी प्लीज हैव अ पोल?
Yeah, Nisha is going to run it shortly. आपके स्क्रीन में you should be able to see 2 questions. And while you are answering these questions, just wanted to let you know कि आपके सारे questions Q&A में हमें मिल गए हैं और हम उनको address करेंगे in the last 20 to 30 minutes of our Q&A session. We have 28 participants और हमने देखा only 13 participants ने participate किया है। I encourage बाकी के जो भी हैं, आपको बस 1-2 सेकंड लगेगा, yes or no, and these are very important questions. आपका what do you think, जितना अभी आपने सुना है या आपके एक्सपीरियंस में, all of you are very experienced, डॉलर बेस्ड सॉल्यूशंस का इंडिया में हाउ इज द, आपको क्या लगता है, आपके ओपिनियन में, डू यू थिंक देर इज अ मार्केट फॉर डॉलर बेस्ड सॉल्यूशंस? क्योंकि एक जो आप में से कितने लोगों ने बैकग्राउंड में क्वेश्चन पूछा है कि हाउ हाउ इज आवर सोल्यूशन डिफरेंट फ्रॉम व्हाट इंडिया इज ऑफरिंग। एक तो विच इज वेरी ऑब्वियस इज डॉलर बेस्ड सोल्यूशन, और उसके साथ जो अप्रिसिएशन आता है या जो भी, तो आप हम लोग उसको डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे, मनीष उसको कवर करेंगे, बट इन द मीन टाइम और एक आपको 15 सेकंड देते हैं, प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड टू द पोल एंड देन विल क्लोज द पोल। थैंक यू।
Okay, so we have completed 2 minutes, Swati. Thank you very much
यस,
for your answers, everyone. So now we'll move to the second. आपको illustration के basis पे मैं थोड़ा समझाना चाहूंगा कि ये प्लान कैसे काम करता है. So maybe then you will have more questions पूछने के लिए. मैंने एक एग्जांपल तैयार किया है वीआईपी क्लाइंट, बिकॉज जनरली हम ये प्लान्स क्या है एचएनआई अल्ट्रा एचएनआई मार्केट को ध्यान में रखते हुए डिजाइन करते हैं। तो एक 45 ईयर ओल्ड पर्सन, नॉन स्मोकर, रेजिडेंट इन इंडिया, उन्होंने 5 ईयर का ऑप्शन चूज किया है पे करने का, एंड ही इज पेइंग $20,000 एवरी ईयर फॉर नेक्स्ट 5 ईयर्स। $20,000 अगर मैं आपको कन्वर्ट करके आज की डेट में बताऊं तो तकरीबन 16,60,000 रुपए साल का, मतलब 17 लाख पकड़ लीजिए, 16,75,000 पकड़ लीजिए आप। 16,75,000 साल का पे करते हैं, ठीक है। और 5 साल के लिए उनको पे करना है, 20,000 5 साल, विच इज 16,75,000 5 साल। तो उन्होंने टोटल पे कर रहे हैं $1,00,000। अब $1,00,000 अगर मैं बात करता हूँ, कन्वर्ट कर लीजिए, अगर आप आज की डेट में कन्वर्ट करते हैं तो तकरीबन 83 लाख के आसपास आता है 5 साल के अंदर। इतना ही पे करना है, इसके अलावा कुछ पे नहीं करना है। अब इसके अंदर एक्सीडेंटल केयर बेनिफिट जो है $1 मिलियन का है। $1 मिलियन का मतलब हो गया तकरीबन तकरीबन 8,30,00,000 का एक्सीडेंटल केयर बेनिफिट है, कि अगर क्लाइंट को एज 65 से पहले एक्सीडेंट के कारण अगर ऐसा कुछ होता है तो $1 मिलियन इमीडिएटली पे कर दिया जाएगा। अगर कोमा में चले जाते हैं, पैरालिसिस हो जाता है बिकॉज ऑफ एन एक्सीडेंट, तो $1 मिलियन इमीडिएटली पे हो गया, और ये प्लान एज इट इज कंटिन्यू रहेगा। 5 साल पे किया। अब ये क्लाइंट बोलता है कि मुझे आप छठे साल से, जब मैं 51 का हूंगा, मेरे को पैसे देना चालू कर दो, हर साल मेरे को पैसा चाहिए, कितना आप दे सकते हो। तो उसने $1,00,000 पे किया, ही कैन इजीली गेट $6,000 पर ईयर। अगर आप ये देखेंगे, कैश विड्रॉवल अमाउंट $6,000 पर ईयर, जब तक वो लेना चाहे तब तक ले सकते हैं। तो लेट्स टेक एग्जांपल, क्लाइंट ने 51 से स्टार्ट किया। क्लाइंट बोलता है मैं जब तक 80 साल का हूं मेरे को ये पेमेंट चाहिए। अब 80 साल तक अगर आप देखेंगे, क्लाइंट ने $1,80,000 ऑलरेडी विड्रॉ कर लिया है। कितना पे किया था क्लाइंट ने? $1,00,000 5 साल के अंदर। विड्रॉ कितना कर लिया ऑलरेडी? $1,80,000।
Hi
लेकिन
Manish, sorry to interrupt. There has been a
यस,
request let's try to cover some parts in English because people,
ओके,
some of them are not understanding जो हिंदी numbers बोल
ओके,
रहे हैं. Thank you.
okay. So, okay, let me start again. So this plan is basically client is chosen to pay $20,000 per year for next 5 years. Now, $20,000 equivalent to INR is around 16,75,000 16,75,000 rupees per annum. So in total 5 years, client is paying $100,000, which is equivalent to 83 lakhs in total in 5 years. Now, client has to pay only for 5 years, nothing to be paid after that. Even if client wants to pay 6th year, they cannot. So they have to pay, if they have chosen to pay 5 years, they have to pay only for 5 years. Now, this client said that I want immediate annuity after I finish my premium payment term. So that is from 6th year, client is eligible to get $6,000 per year. $6,000 per year means if I calculate in INR, it comes to around 4,90,5 lakh rupees per year. So client is getting 5 lakh rupees per year for lifetime. Lifetime means till the time client is alive. Now, you can suggest client, okay, this client is up age 80. Client says, okay, I'm already 80 years old. I don't need money more than this. I already have enough money I have withdrawn. So how much he has withdrawn up to age 80 is $180,000. He paid only $100,000. He has already withdrawn $180,000, and he still have $189,000 available as lump sum in the policy, which means he paid 100,000, already took 180,000, and still have 189,000. Now he can decide to withdraw this $189,000 as lump sum, or he can choose to say, can you transfer this 189 into two policies between two of my kids equally? So insurance company can design a new policy dividing the benefit equally to the kids, and they can continue the policy, and they can decide their own withdrawals when they want, from which year they want or which age they want. They have a choice. Or client can withdraw this money and use it for himself. So if you see, from age 51 till age 80, total amount which he is getting is $369,000 against $100,000 paid. Out of which this 6,000 is a withdrawal every year. Still, there is a guaranteed component available. There is a revisionary bonus which is withdrawn because client is taking withdrawals every year, and there is a terminal bonus which is declared by insurance company. So total client is getting $369,000. Or client says, I don't want to surrender the policy. Let him take $6,000 till the time when he wants to take. If you see, actually, he is withdrawing up to age 120. So this plan gives that benefit, like pension plan or any other such plans available in the market, Indian market. आपके पास में कंट्रोल नहीं है, क्लाइंट की डेथ होगी, पॉलिसी खत्म हो जाएगी. But here plan continues when client is alive. Plan even continues when client is not alive. Because let's take this client said, whenever I die, please transfer this policy in my wife's name. She will become insured. So let's take an example. Client dies at age 70. He has already taken 120. Now this policy gets transferred to wife. Wife will continue withdrawing this $6,000. Plan will not come to an end. But if client has not chosen the second insured in case of death, the plan will come to an end. 120 he has already withdrawn, 136 will be paid as a lump sum and the policy will come to an end. So there are multiple death benefit options client can choose to be paid lump sum in case of death, or it can continue even if I die. First benefit is this. Second illustration, same thing I have done, 45 years old, paid for 5 years, $20,000, $100,000 paid in 5 years. But this client says, I don't want money from my age 51. I want to retire at age 61. Can you pay me then? So instead of 6,000, client will be getting $13,000 per year, not 6,000. Because he was withdrawing early, he was getting 6,000. He is keeping the incubation period of 15 years. He's getting higher money. He's getting $13,000 every year. Let's take this client again until age 80. He has already withdrawn $260,000 and still $201,000 is available as lump sum. Paid only $100,000. Pay $1,00,000 ही किया है, लेकिन he is withdrawing higher than the other client who started withdrawing from age 51. Because you are keeping longer period for your annuity to start, it is growing at a faster rate. You are getting more returns. So if you compare here with this client, at age 80, total withdrawal for this client was 369 because he started from age 51, the withdrawal. For this client, total withdrawal in age 80 is 461 because he kept the incubation period of 15 years, whereas the other client kept incubation period of 5 years. So this plan gives that kind of a benefit. Same thing, let's take an example for a 2-year plan where client is paying $50,000 a year. So $50,000 a year into Indian currencies अगर compare करें, around 42 lakh rupees per year, paid for next 2 years. So total again $100,000 paid. अगर आप $100,000 का देखते हैं, this client says I want withdrawal immediately after my premium payment. Again, he can get $6,000 till whatever age he or she wants to withdraw. So if you see in 80 years time, and this client is 80, he has already withdrawn $198,000 and still $88,000 available as lump sum. So client has that kind of a benefit in this plan. Now, before going on the other part, I'm just changing my screen and taking you to few illustrations, which I have done for some of the clients. Okay. So now I'm sharing with the live examples of few clients which I have done. This client is in Mauritius. So his name is Rajiv, 57 years old. Last year I've done the policy. I met this client. So this client told me, Manish, I have $1 million. 1 million is around 8.5 crore रुपए का इसने fixed deposit कर रखा था. So he had a fixed deposit of around 8 CR, which is $1 million equivalent. So he told me, Manish, I can give you this money, but my requirement is that I need $5,000 per month as an expense of my house in Mauritius. He has other incomes and all, but I want $5,000 per annum per month to maintain expenses of Mauritius house. I said, okay. So I proposed him, give this $1 million in 2 years, which is $500,000 per year for next 2 years, and then just wait for 2 years. Third year onwards, you will start getting $60,000. Now, $60,000 every year, which is around $5,000 per month for rest of his life. So I told him, okay, when you are age 80, you won't be working that much. You can transfer this benefit to your next generation. He has two daughters. One is in Canada and one is working with him in Mauritius. So you can transfer these benefits to daughter, because in any case you will transfer all your assets to your daughters. He said yes. So I said, till the time you are 80, enjoy the benefit. He is getting $60,000, Mauritius expenses taken care, $1.2 million, $26 million he has already withdrawn, and he still have $809,000 available as lump sum. Against $1 million total, he is getting $2,069,000. Now, another argument which you can get from client is that client can say, "Itna to mujhe fixed deposit mein mil jayega. Why I need to keep money here?" Agree. This client was also getting in fixed deposit, and at certain stage, FCNR, fixed deposit in foreign currency, rate increased to 5%, 5.5% also. So he said, Manish, I can get 5.5% in FCNR, whereas you are giving me 6% here. What is the benefit of putting money here? I told him one thing very clearly. Fixed deposit maximum you can do is for 3 years or 5 years, not more than that. Because once interest rate fluctuates, you cannot continue as a fixed deposit. Rate will go down or rate will go up. Whereas here, this is for lifetime, you are getting at the rate of 6%, which none of the fixed deposit can pay. कोई फिक्स डिपॉजिट आपको 10 साल के लिए ये नहीं बोल सकता कि मैं आपको 7% पे 8% पे पैसा दे रहा हूं या दे रहा हूं, कोई बैंक नहीं बोल सकता. एक टाइम के बाद वो फ्लक्चुएट करेगा ही करेगा. बट हियर दिस इज गारंटेड फॉर लाइफ टाइम. ये कंटिन्यू रहेगा. सो व्हाट ही डिड, ही पुट $1 million. It's already 1.5 years. From next year, by end of this year, he will start getting 60. No, okay, nine. Next of third year onwards, he'll start getting $60,000 per year, and his policy continues. And he has appointed his wife as a second insured. So, in any case, if he dies in any age, this 60,000 will continue to be paid to wife, and wife can continue this policy and appoint daughter as a second insured in the policy. तो ये एक एग्जांपल है. एक क्लाइंट की एज है 57. एक क्लाइंट है जो ये है केनिया, ये जिम्बाब्वे बेस्ड क्लाइंट है, मिस्टर रिचर्ड. 34 इयर्स, वेरी यंग. 3 बच्चे हैं इनके, एक 5 महीने का, एक आई थिंक 3 साल का है, और एक 5 साल का है. तो मैंने इनको बोला ही हैज अ गुड इनकम. सो सेम आई प्रपोज हिम कि $1 million विच इज $500,000 2 ईयर पे कीजिए. तो वो 8 करोड़, around 8 CR he has paid in 2 years time. But he is young, so what I suggested him, that wait for 15 years, because you are young, there is no need for money for him. He's still earning very good. So 16th year onwards, instead of withdrawing immediately, start taking money from 16th year onwards, which is $150,000. $150,000 per year का मतलब होता है, if I calculate on today's currency in INR, it is around सवा करोड़, 1.25 CR. He can withdraw every year for himself. And I told him, keep on withdrawing till the time you want. Let's take till your old age 75. Let's take age 75. He paid $1 million. He has already withdrawn $3.9 million, which is 4 times of what he has paid. And he still has around $2 million in the policy. So he paid $1 million and he has total amount withdrawn is $5.8 million, which is 6 times of what he has paid. And that too, this income is guaranteed for him for life. Or instead of taking this $2 million, he can decide, let me transfer it to my son, X percentage to the younger one, X to the eldest one, and the middle one, X percentage. They can continue whatever withdrawals they want to make from their policy. So this plan gives that kind of a freedom to him. ये तो I have given you example of one for Mauritius and one for Zimbabwe. Now another example I want to give you last year, which I did it in India in Pune. So I met a client. Client तो काफी young है. He is just in his 35, age 35. बच्चा है जो 6 महीने का ही बच्चा है. So his grandfather, the 0-year-old child grandfather. So we met him. So I asked him what kind of educational solution you have done for your grandchild. तो उन्होंने बोला I have just started a mutual fund investment of 2 lakhs per month. 2 lakhs per month का मतलब है into 12. So he's paying 24 lakhs per annum. I said, is there any specific period you'll be paying? Well, no, I will continue paying till the time he is of age going for our higher studies. So we'll be needing money because we need to send our grandchild to abroad for studies. जो आज की डेट में every Indian is wishing to send their child for higher studies. So I said, okay, but can you guarantee that it will grow to that pace? He said, it's mutual fund, it can grow definitely. I said, okay, but if you need money for child school fees, can you get it from there? Well, no, I can't. I said, if I give you a solution where you have to pay only for 5 years, and by the time your child start going to school, we will pay you the school fees also for your child. And when he goes for higher studies, we will pay the higher studies fees also, whichever country you want to send. He said, okay, tell me. So 2 lakhs per month, which is 24 lakhs, I have advised him the same amount to be paid for 5 years, which comes to $30,000 per year. So if you see here, $30,000 per year, which is $2,650 per month. So monthly option. So he'll be paying 2,650 per month, which is in 5 years paying $150,000. If you compare it and convert to INR, it will come to similar amount, which he was paying for mutual fund. He said, okay. And I told him, when 6th year onwards, we'll start paying you $10,000 every year, which is school fees for your grandchild. So $10,000 is around 800,000, 8 lakhs, 800 and 8 lakh 30,000 rupees per year. India may, if you go to even best of best school, you can easily cover within that kind of a school fees, 8 lakh rupees, which we are paying every year for school fees of the child. Let's take child is 18 years old. You have already paid 130,000 for a school fees, and you still have $132,000 available for higher studies. This amount you can use as a lump sum to pay the fees for higher studies for next 2 years or 3 years, depending on which country you are choosing to send your grandchild. In the mutual fund, where he was paying 2 lakhs per month, he was not having that kind of a benefit to get school fees and as well as the higher studies fees. In this plan, he has that benefit where he can pay the school fees as well as higher studies fees also. He was so happy with this, he stopped his mutual fund and he invested in this money, in this plan. So depending on client situation and what client is looking for, you can advise this plan accordingly. So this is a multi-purpose plan depending on client's requirement, benefit, flexibility, customizable, you can do it. क्योंकि इसके अंदर guarantees भी है, इसके अंदर bonuses भी हैं, accidental care benefit भी है, everything is there. I'll just want to share one slide कि investments कैसे run होते हैं so that you can easily have a understanding. Just allow me 1 minute. मैं presentation में ये slide डालना रह गया था, but to explain you where the money gets invested and security, how it comes. So this plan, as I said, $133.7 billion का fund है, जिसमें A and above A कैडर के इंश्योर्ड ग्रेड बॉन्ड्स है, जहां पे इन्वेस्ट होता है 67%, ट्रिपल बी के अंदर 30% एंड 3+ ही है जो बीबी लोअर के अंदर क्रेडिट रेटेड इन्वेस्टमेंट क्वालिटी एसेट्स हैं. Asset type, if we talk, 47% in debt security, 29% in mortgages and loans, 6% in cash and cash equivalents, and only 5% in equity securities. So the risk of the bonuses going down is very low. Geographical distribution wise, 48% in Canada, 37% in US, 9% in Europe, 3% Asia and others. And industry wise, if you look at the industries, whether there is COVID, whether there is war, anything, these industries will still grow. Financial sector, public utilities, real estate, government agencies, energy, IT, communication service, health service, all these industries where they invest money. So the security is very high here. Now, going back on the presentation. So ये हमने बात की एग्जाम्पल से, कैसे ये प्लान वर्क करता है, कैसे विड्रॉवल्स ले सकते हैं. नाउ व्हाट इज इन इट फॉर यू, आपको इसके अंदर क्या मिलता है अगर आप ये कोई प्लान सेल करते हैं. तो ये है, अगर आप 2 इयर्स का कोई प्लान ऑप्शन चूज करते हैं तो आपको जो भी पहले साल का प्रीमियम है उसका 14.4% मिल जाएगा. सो लेट्स टेक एग्जांपल, अगर आपने $15,000 का कोई प्लान सेल किया है पहले 2 साल के लिए, 15,000 तो फर्स्ट ईयर का जो $15,000 है उस पर 14.4% आपको मिल जाएगा, विच इज $2,160. वो आपका कमीशन है जो आपको पे होगा. ये चीज अगर आप 5 इयर्स का कोई प्लान करते हैं तो 36% मिलेगा. तो लेट्स टेक $15,000 5 साल के लिए कोई पे करता है तो आपको 36% मिलेगा, विच इज $5,400 फर्स्ट ईयर का. और जब सेकंड ईयर क्लाइंट $15,000 फिर पे करेगा तो आपको उसका 1% मिलेगा. तो ये आपके लिए व्हाट यू कैन अर्न आउट ऑफ दिस, दैट्स योर बेनिफिट. Thank you very much for this. And there is another poll, I believe, Swati.
We will run that poll after the Q&A. So let's
Okay.
head to the Q&A
Okay.
and then we'll
So
run the final
now
poll.
we are on question and answers session. अगर आपको कोई भी क्वेरी है जो आप पूछना चाहते हैं स्पेसिफिकली विद इन द टाइम लिमिट जो हम जवाब दे सकते हैं, डेफिनेटली विल गोइंग टू आंसर. और अगर कुछ क्वेश्चंस रह जाते हैं तो डेफिनेटली विल गोइंग टू रिवर्ट बैक वाया ईमेल और वाया फोन कॉल टू यू.
All right. I have the list of questions, Manish. I'll pass it on to you. मैं आपको बताती हूँ. Okay. Let me first of all. All right. So Q&A में हम शुरू करेंगे. First of all, जो एक generic question है, काफी लोगों ने पूछा है ये क्वेश्चन इन डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स, लाइक हम ये सोल्यूशन क्यों लें और इंडिया में सिमिलर सोल्यूशन है तो हाउ इज दिस सोल्यूशन डिफरेंट. ओके, हाउ इज दिस सोल्यूशन. फॉर एग्जांपल मिस्टर जयराम ने पूछा है, मिस्टर मेहता ने पूछा है द सेम क्वेश्चन.
ठीक है, तो पहली बात तो इंडिया के अंदर सिमिलर सॉल्यूशन अवेलेबल नहीं है. ठीक है, पहली. दूसरी बात, इंडिया के अंदर आप खाली INR डिनोमिनेटेड प्रोडक्ट्स ही ले सकते हैं. यू कैन ओनली सेल INR डिनोमिनेटेड प्रोडक्ट्स. USD सॉल्यूशंस इंडिया के अंदर कोई भी अवेलेबल नहीं है, यू कैन नॉट सेल. थर्ड थिंग, इंडिया के अंदर द प्लान्स व्हिच आर अवेलेबल आर पेंशन प्लान, नॉट annuity plan where there is a flexibility. Pension plan is basically, as I said in the presentation, you have to keep on paying money for a certain period of time, and then you can start getting pension from age 55, 60 or 65, what you choose, till the time you are alive or for a certain guaranteed period. Here, this plan gives flexibility. Withdrawals are for lifetime till the time you are alive, and you can transfer to your next generation. So there is no comparison between this plan and the plans available in India. The plans available in India right now are the guaranteed income plans, which you pay for 5 years or 8 years or lump sum, or you pay for certain number of years and you start getting guaranteed income for 15 years, 20 years or 30 years or up to age 70. And then there is an insurance component into that. But that works only up to certain age, not for lifetime. So there is a difference between the plan. That's why people are liking and investing. And mostly people, those who want to keep certain money invested into hard currency, which is dollar currency, those kind of a people are the right profile for this solution. Not everyone. Again, if you start going to every client with dollar based product solution, जिनका विजन नहीं है regarding the investment in abroad या future में, they are not the right client fit to this. If you have 100 clients, not all the clients will going to fit with this kind of a product. Maybe 10 or 15 clients, 10 or 15% of your product total client portfolio is the right fit for this kind of a product.
Okay. Before I move on to the next question, I would like to share the link of client profile. आप लोगों को हमने initially before the call started, I had mentioned that if you share after now that you have understood the product, we are still discussing the Q&A and we will clarify your queries. But meanwhile, whatever you have understood, I'm sure आपके दिमाग में it must have come that okay, this solution seems like a good fit for this client of mine. या ये client के लिए एक अच्छा solution हो सकता है. आपके दिमाग में अगर आया है तो प्लीज शेयर द क्लाइंट प्रोफाइल्स विथ अस. मनीष इज गोइंग टू सिलेक्ट टॉप 5 प्रोफाइल्स एंड ही विल हेल्प यू एंड टू एंड आपको वो केस क्लोज करने के लिए if that client profile meets, I mean, if our solution meets the need of that client profile. Okay, I'm putting on that link on your screen right now, and you should be able to fill the form and just few details about the clients that will help us shortlist the client profiles. Okay, now moving on to the next set of questions. Mr. Jairam has asked a couple of questions. I'll take up his questions. Accidental care is applicable only on accident. Can a person become infirm due to an illness? Will this benefit be applicable?
No, only in case of accidental. That's why the name is accidental care benefit. This is applicable only in case of accidental if person becomes disabled and not able to perform minimum 3 daily duties. So not because of illness, it has to be because of accident.
Okay, next question. If the person dies and has not opted for continuation of the policy, what happens?
So in that case, whatever the surrender benefit is will be paid to the beneficiary. Policy comes to an end.
Is there any medical restrictions to apply for this policy?
There is no medical restriction because this is not a life insurance plan or a medical plan. It's an investment plan. So there is no restriction, country restriction or medical restriction. But yes, we have to be aware the person is already disabled and not able to perform if you are taking plan in his or her name. That is not right. So a person has to be healthy, wealthy to apply for a plan. Even if having a cancer or anything and all, that is acceptable, not a problem.
Okay, related to that one, इसमें कोई medical restriction नहीं है, but this is also not an insurance plan. Please understand,
yes, it is not
everyone.
an insurance plan.
Yes, there are some questions which are saying that, for example, Mr. Rajiv Gupta has asked, for a 69 years old male, what is the maximum insurance possible for 5 pay? And say the premium is 1 crore.
So it's not about insurance. Again, this plan is an investment plan. So we are not selling it as an insurance plan. So whether 69-year-old, 70-year-old applying for this plan, they are paying 1 CR per year, or let's say 1 CR if you're saying about 1 CR divided by 83. It comes to $120,000 per year. So 120 into 5. Client is paying $600,000 in 5 years' time. So $600,000 into 10, 6 million. So client is easily getting $1.25 million of accidental care benefit. In case of accident, disability happens, client will going to receive $1.25 million guaranteed and policy continues as it is. So it is an accidental care benefit, which is kind of a rider in the policy, inbuilt rider. It is not a life insurance or anything. So there is no insurance component here.
Thank you, Manish. I hope that is clear, Mr. Rajiv. And everyone else, please do not confuse this with an insurance plan. Okay. Now, there's one last question by Mr. Jairam. With foreign exchange fluctuation, the premium amount is going to be different, isn't it?
Correct. So depending on whenever they are paying the premium next year, at that time, if INR has appreciated to 85 or 89 or 90 or appreciated to 75 or 78, so whatever the conversion rate is applicable, client will pay premium accordingly because premium has to pay in dollars, not in INR. And even the maturity, which is withdrawal, which is coming, because in India, clients cannot maintain USD account. So whenever maturity is coming, so let's take $6,000 is coming every year. So the year $6,000 is coming to your account, and that year the rate, whatever rate is there, bank will going to convert the amount, and you will get INR, equivalent INR in your account at that time. Until unless India starts, okay, you are easy to operate a USD account. Like in Mauritius, we are free to operate USD account or Euro account or any other currency account. So we can keep money in USD or MUR or Euro, but India has restriction for that. So you will get the converted amount only on that day rate applicable.
There is a follow-up question by Mr. Rajiv. For 1 crore,
Yes.
5 year, 5 pay, how much will he get? So how much will the client get from the 6th year after 5 pay of 1 crore? Also, will it be taxable? We
So
will take the
just want to
taxable
understand
part later, but let's just
later.
address the first part.
I just want to understand here, Mr. Raji, you want to say he's paying 1 CR total in 5 years or he's paying 1 CR per year? So all depends on that. So if in the question and answer, if we can put it is 1 CR total or 1 CR every year for next 5 years. Before I answer that question.
Okay, while he answers, let's move on to the next set of questions. I have a set of
Yes.
questions by Mr. Rupesh. Under
Okay.
endowment, he has mentioned this is a statement, like a comment, maybe not a question per se. And under endowment, we have a non-par returns where the non-par returns are guaranteed and under par returns are not guaranteed. I think he's talking about the solutions available in India.
Yes. Correct. So
Okay.
what you are saying, that is correct. In endowment, when there is a guaranteed portion, so there is no participation, and when there is non-guaranteed option, there is a participation option available. So within this plan, so certain part is non-participating, which is the guaranteed option which insurance company is giving every year, and revisionary bonus and terminal bonus are participating option where client participates to generate return because they are so. Okay, in a way, I'll say it's a non-participating, I can say, or a participating, you can call anything with this plan because there are both the components available, which is guaranteed component and non-guaranteed component, both are available in this plan. One portion is guaranteed, which client will receive year on year. Then there are two portions, which is revisionary and terminal bonus, which is based on participating effect, where there is a participating fund of par fund of $133 billion, जो अभी बढ़ चुका है, which has grown now. In that, the returns, whatever insurance company will going to earn, they pass on to their clients. So this has both non-participating and participating component in this plan.
Just as a follow-up question to the same
Yes.
statement, Rupesh has also asked, what if the revisionary bonus is less than our expectation? Also, is 6% guaranteed on the whole capital?
Okay. So coming to that, when you are withdrawing, which is annuity, definitely that is guaranteed every year because that is coming out of the guaranteed portion and surrender of the revisionary bonus. Now, yes, what you are saying is correct. Maybe the revisionary bonus can be less this year. Revisionary bonus can be higher also. Revisionary bonus can be actual also what they are declaring. So what it is shown is illustration to you when we will send the illustration or I have shown in the illustration. That is what actually insurance company is paying year on year currently. Now, in certain years, they pay 110% of what they are showing. In certain years, they pay 98%. Certain years, they pay 90%. Certain years, it is 140%. So average is 6% year on year. If you calculate, it is around 6% per annum. That's why this is the highest sellable plan worldwide for Sun Life.
Okay. Moving on, I hope that answers your question, Rupesh. There are few questions related to XIRR for this particular solution. Like
Yes.
please show XIRR in dollar denomination and not convert into INR. And something with respect to that, and how is the IRR return for this particular
So
policy as compared to India?
yes, as we said, the IRR on, see, why I have converted in INR, so easy for everyone to understand. If you're talking about $15,000 or $10,000, how much is in INR client is paying? Because if you go to a client in India, they will not understand dollar. उनको आपको convert करके बताना ही पड़ेगा कि how much they will be paying in INR. So that's why I said that. If you are talking about net return on this, it is between 5.89% to 6% annualized, which client is getting throughout the life of the policy. So which is average around 6% throughout the life of the policy, client going to get the net return on the plan.
All right. Moving on to the next question. Here there are some
Yes.
questions related to, one second. Customer. So someone, so Mr. Shiva asked, sorry, mispronouncing the name, that customer can opt for family members for future benefit. Are there any extra charges applicable? Matlab, in future, if we are actually passing on the plan, I think he's asking if there are any charges applicable.
Okay, so for your understanding, there are no hidden charges, there are no extra charges. Once policy is issued, whatever premium you are paying, that premium has to be paid for next 2 years or 5 years, what you're choosing. There are no hidden charges, extra charges for inter-wealth transfer of policy or withdrawal or surrender or death benefit option, settlement, choosing that option. There are no charges, no extra charges involved in the policy.
Moving to the next question, Mr. Deepak is asking, what is the minimum, first of all, the question is there a maximum year, like by which this can be taken? Entry age, I think that is one question. Up to what years this plan can be taken? Yeah.
So
And second,
okay,
yeah,
let
please
me
go
answer
on.
first that.
Yeah.
For a
Yeah.
2-year plan, a 80-year-old person can take a plan. So from 0 years up to 80 years, old client can also opt this plan. And if it is a 5-pay, maximum is 75 years entry age. So for 2 years, it is 80 years entry age, and for 5-pay, it is 75 years maximum entry age.
I hope that is clear, Mr. Deepak. The second follow-up question is, how many years of deferred, the incubation period, how many years
Yes.
is recommended? For 2 years of
See,
five, minimum how many?
again, depending on client's age. Like I met a client who is 57 years old. Now, if I give him a 10-year deferment period, it will not going to solve his requirement. So depending on the age of a client, as an advisor, I choose how to convince a client. Like I shared an example for a grandfather who is paying 200,000 INR per month for in mutual fund. So for him, I have not decided it as an annuity plan. I chose to sell him as an educational plan for his child, where I told him I can pay school fees of your child immediately after 5 years. When your grandchild goes into class 1 or class 2, every month, every year, you will get $10,000 to pay his child education school fees and then higher studies. So depending on minimum incubation period is for a 2-pay plan from 3rd year onwards, immediately you stop your premium, you start getting your annuity. For 5-pay, it is 6th year. Maximum how much you want to keep, depending on client's age and what is their expectation with this investment. Like a Zimbabwe client, he is 34 years old. There was no point of giving him money immediately on the 3rd year because he don't need money at that time. His kids are young, he's still earning. So I thought, let him get an early retirement benefit from age 51. So I decided this all depends on financial advisor, you guys, how you want to present it to your client based on the fact finding. So minimum is immediately after premium payment, maximum depends how you want to present the plan.
Correct. And also, अगर आप उसको 2 साल के बाद, like say for example, they have taken a 2-year plan, and they say that I want to withdraw money immediately in the 3rd year. Yes, is it possible? The answer is yes, it is possible.
Yes, it is
But
possible.
it is the जो pot में हम पैसा डाल रहे हैं, the money that we are putting in the pot, it is not getting enough time to grow to
Yes.
give you significant amount of results by that. So would we recommend it as advisors? No, we will not recommend it. We will
No,
recommend
okay.
Yeah.
Wait. I will answer to this, Swati. So
Yeah.
if you are taking the withdrawal immediately after the premium payment is finished, then you are getting 6% of the total amount you have contributed. But if you keep the incubation period higher, 10 years, 50 years, 20 years, you won't get 6%. Your client might get 10% of the total amount contributed or 15% of the total amount contributed. So if you see a client who paid $1 million, he needs withdrawal from 3rd year onwards, he is getting $6,000, so which is 6% of the total amount contributed. But a 34-year client who contributed again $1 million, but he's keeping 15 years and an incubation period and taking withdrawal from 16th year onwards, he's not getting $6,000. He's getting $150,000, which is 15% of the total amount contributed. So higher the incubation period, higher the growth amount and higher the withdrawal. Lower the incubation period, lower the growth and lower the withdrawal amount. So all depends on that. But Can client withdraw? Yes, client can withdraw. Minimum what client can get is 6% annualized per year withdrawal. Yes, Swati.
So the next, there are two questions by Shreyansh. He has asked, Shreyansh, if the client would like to top up after 2 years or 5 years, how much percentage he can? First of all, can he? And if so, then how much percentage?
No, client cannot. As I said, this plan has only two options, 2 years and 5 years payment. Client has to decide in advance how much they are contributing. Instead of top up, they can opt for a new policy at that time. Top up is not allowable as of now.
I hope that is clear, Shreyansh. Now, next question. Can this policy be I think this question is very specific to an entity, not an individual. Can this policy be subscribed to a company, to its employees, by a company to its employees, where family members are employees? If yes, what would be the taxation applicable? So I think this question is for a family-based business, and the question is by Sushant. Yeah.
See, again, coming to that, the premium, see, policy has to be on an individual name because there is an accidental care benefit and all those benefits are applicable, payer benefit and also insured has to be an individual. Can the premium be paid by entity and all? Yes, that option can be explored and can be worked out that the premium can be paid by an entity or not. That option is available and we have to explore more opportunity with the insurance company based on the exact case. Who will be paying? Company will pay. What is the role of the insured in that company? Director? What is the income? So all those things has to be checked. Taxation part, again, the taxation part, all the laws of income tax are applicable whether the plan is taken in India or whether plan is taken outside India. Same rules are applicable.
Yeah. So basically, taxation, when it comes to taxation, any capital gain which you are getting out of that policy, it is taxable. So you need to understand, यहाँ पे खाली इतना है कि if you are having a similar solution in India, when you get the return, if you are getting taxed in India on INR, the same thing is going to happen in case of this policy as well. The only benefit you are going to get is because the returns are in dollar. So because of dollar appreciation, the returns will be much higher. So even if there is a certain amount of tax, you are still having, you are still be in a beneficial position. Okay. There's another question. How is the client going to pay? Is the client going to pay in USD? The client can pay in INR, but it will be converted as per that day's rate into USD.
No,
Isn't that right, Manish?
No, client has to pay in USD only. So whenever there's a premium due, they have to give a request to their banker that the following amount has to be sent in USD. So they will going to convert the rate prevailing that day. They will say that much INR is required to send that much USD. So they will give a request to bank and they can pay. There is an option to pay by credit card also if it is monthly. We are working around for that option also. So we'll come back. So it automatically can be debited from the credit card if amount is within the credit card limit. So we are working on the credit card option also for monthly payments.
Yeah, but don't please understand, the client does not have to have a dollar-based account. If that was the question, intent of the question, कि क्या client को dollar account होना ही चाहिए to
नहीं, वो
make these
पॉसिबल भी
payments?
नहीं है इंडिया में डॉलर अकाउंट पॉसिबल भी नहीं है. सो इन एनी केस क्लाइंट हैज टू पे इन डॉलर, but that dollar amount will be converted on that applicable rate of that day by the banker. So whatever rate will be there, 83 है, 82 है, 85 है, 70 है, bank will convert on that day and tell you, okay, this much INR is required to pay this much dollars.
Correct. Sanjeev has asked, apart from Indian clients, can I sell this plan to a client residing in Qatar for any nationality?
I would appreciate अगर आप लोगों के पास NRIs हैं client, start targeting them first. It's easy to sell for them and you will gain experience also by selling it to them. तो जब आपको वो hands on experience हो जाएगा तो automatically it will be very easy for you to sell in India. And I'm repeating again, it is not for every client, because if you start going and selling to some of your client who owns a small business in India, जिसका ना तो कोई बाहर रहता है, ना कोई बच्चे बाहर पढ़ने जाने वाले हैं। अब आप उसको अगर डॉलर, इफ यू ट्राई टू एक्सप्लेन देम द डॉलर बेनिफिट ऑफ दिस प्लान, दे विल से आई डोंट नीड इट, and they will not going to accept whatever arguments you will going to give them. So the right profile for this kind of a plan is young professional who have kids. They have study abroad, they want to send their kids to study abroad, so they'll be needing money in USD. Now understand, रिवर्स करेंसी बेनिफिट कभी आपने अगर समझा हो तो लेट मी जस्ट गिव यू एन इनसाइट ऑफ दैट. I need money when my daughter is right now 9 years old. In next 9 years, I'll be sending her to either Canada, US, or Australia or UK for higher studies. At that time, I'll be needing money in dollars or euro or pound or Canadian dollars. But I'm investing in INR. Now, I'm maybe in mutual fund, I'm earning, let's say 15% per annum. But by the time next 9 years, my currency INR has depreciated by 20%. So I have a minus 5% negative return on my pocket, because with the depreciated currency, I have to convert it to dollars and send money abroad. Why not to keep certain of your investments in dollars itself, that when you need, there is no risk on the currency. So I'm not saying that stop selling INR plans. Depending on client to client, you have to judge to which client I can propose this. They have their expectation future in dollars, in other currencies. So they are the right fit for this kind of a plan. So yes, NRIs, perfect fit for this kind of a plan. Yes, Swati.
Yeah. Moving on, the presentation, yes, the presentation recording is going to be shared. We are going to do some final editing and the team is going to share with you. So don't worry about it. अगर आपने आज का session miss किया है and or if you joined late, we will make sure that the presentation recording reaches you so that you can go through it and then you can come back to us with any questions. We will share our email IDs and support IDs at the end of the session. There's one support ID which I've shared on the chat box, can.support@cfsgroup.com. Any illustration requests you have, please email there and our team is going to revert to you like within 24 hours. Okay. Moving on to other questions which we have. So, is there any financial criteria for applying for this policy? Mr. Shans is asking. Is there any criteria?
Yes. See, again, yes, when we apply for this plan, we have to justify the financial wealth of a client. So let's take example, client is showing an income of, let's say, $10,000 a year, but paying a premium of $100,000 a year. It doesn't fit. So source of fund requirement, the income, all those things will be filled in an application form. So client's wealth has to match to the premium what client is paying. So yes, financial analysis, financial check will be done and source of funds will be checked. And because there will be an underwriting, financial underwriting for the plan. So when client is applying for a policy, all those things will be checked.
Okay. Mr. Rajiv, we have received your illustration request. Please drop that request in the email ID that I mentioned, and after this call, our team will shortly revert to you with the quotation. Okay. Now moving on to the question. Can the proposer change the second beneficiary in the plan?
Yes, at any time. Beneficiaries can be changed at any time. You can have multiple beneficiaries, 10 beneficiaries, percentage of each beneficiary, 5%, 10%, 20%. But can the insured, suppose I am the insured, I have taken a policy in my name and I transfer the policy after 10 years in my wife's name. After that, do I have any authority on the policy to change it? No. Once you have transferred the authority to your wife and she becomes the insured, you don't have control on your policy. So similar thing, you own a property. After that, you do transfer the property in your son name and you do the registry and your son becomes the owner of the property. Do you have any control on the property? No, it's your son who has the control. A similar thing, beneficiary, yes, you can change a number of times. Ownership, you cannot. Once you transfer the ownership, you don't have control on the policy.
Okay. I hope that is clear. Mr. Rupesh had asked one question which I had missed, that when is the accidental benefit paid once, like, it is confirmed that there is a diagnosis?
Yeah, so there is a definition of the diagnosis. Once client met in an accident and has this disability, and which is continuous for 6 months, and doctor says that okay, it is recoverable uh, immediately. So the insured will be receiving the amount after the doctor declaration on that. Insurance company will going to transfer the amount to the insured account. So there's a definition which I'll ask Swati to send the definition of that. There are terms and conditions applied on that. So it is always good to read that before communicating it to the client.
Yeah. There's just last few questions. Is this product applicable worldwide? Can any client across the world take it, or is there any specific restriction?
Okay, so this plan can be sold to any national worldwide, anywhere except US nationals, because there are some trust structure issues to sell to US clients. Other than then, yes, you can sell it. And other than the sanctioned country clients, like there are sanctioned countries which are like Sudan, South Sudan, which are war zone areas. Even currently, to the clients of Ukraine, Russia, Lebanon, yes, there are some restrictions because of these war-related issues. Otherwise, you are free to sell it to any country national. So there is a country guide, but this plan, there's no medical limit or anything, so it can be sold to anyone except these countries which I have mentioned, which are under war zone areas and all.
Yeah. There's a question that, for example, if a client has taken for 5 years, if I pay and they pay for 2 years or something and then they stop paying, they're not able to pay, then what happens to the status of the plan?
Policy goes under lapsation. They can revive it later, but the plan starts getting the return even after 3 years. Even the guaranteed benefit is applicable after 3 years. So that's why this plan has a very short term of 2 years and 5 years. So please advise your client only opt this plan when they can pay for 2 years or 5 years. As I said, there is a option of premium holiday. Client paid for 2 years and they cannot pay right now immediately. They can opt for premium holiday for 1 year or 2 years, and they can start paying after that. But totally stop, not advisable.
Yeah. In which case, maybe some of the guaranteed amounts which the plan is promising, they may not be able to get. Is that right, Manish?
For that period when they are not paying the premium. So let's take example, client paid for 2 years and cannot pay for next 2 years. He's opting for premium holiday. For that next 2 years, there will be no bonuses paid or guaranteed amount cash value paid. But client starts paying from the 5th year onwards and pay balance 3 years premium. Then the guarantees will be paid and bonuses will be applicable.
Okay. This question from Deepak: how much amount in USD can be paid without any hassles for premium of the policy in year? Now, I'm not clear if he's asking what is the minimum premium.
No, I'll tell you. No. So minimum premium, so we have explained. But how much client can pay? In India, it falls under LRS, which is called Liberalized Remittance Scheme. Every Indian is allowed to pay up to $250,000 remittance in dollar currency or in any foreign currency in every year, per year. Now, this LRS limit of 250,000 includes investments abroad. You are taking any policy, you are taking health plan in USD, you are traveling abroad for your leisure time, that comes under that. You are making payment for the studies of your child, that comes under that. So every individual every year has a limit of $250,000, which is allowable by Reserve Bank of India under LRS scheme. So whatever premium you will be paying in this plan comes under that LRS limit.
Great. All right. I think that is pretty much it. Have I missed any question that any of you had asked? I think we have covered most of the questions. I have clubbed few questions which were almost similar. If I have missed any question, please, last 5 minutes, you can put it in the Q&A. Meanwhile, I think the poll that Manish had run during the in the middle of the session, आपने results देखे हैं कि नहीं? But as you can see on my screen, are you able to see my screen right now? The poll screen?
Yes.
Yes, as you can see, most of you, like, is there a need for dollar-denominated plans in India? Around 83% of you have mentioned that yes, there is a need, and can this be sold? Almost 100% of you, you agree that this can be sold. So, like, आप लोग इतने experts हैं, you are there in the fields, and you are there in the market, in the ground, in India itself. So you already agree and you understand that there is a need and there is a segment for it. We just need to identify the right segment and identify the right need and position it. So the
As you
solution
said,
is
this,
there. Yeah.
I will add up what Swati is saying. This plan is not for everyone. This plan is for a niche market, a limited market who understands the benefit of having investment in hardcore currency. तो ये आप अपने घर के बगल में जो परचूनी की दुकान है, if you are selling it to them, maybe it is not advisable for them. It is not beneficial for them. They don't understand benefit. But a businessman, a young professional, those who understand the importance of having a investment in foreign currency, how it can be utilized in future for themselves, for their kids, for their family, yes, this plan makes sense for them. And I have a lot of clients in India who have invested in such plans. Because I'm from India market, I've worked in Indian insurance market. I understand insurance products deep, whatever are there in India market, in global market. And even I had this thought when I initially started working in this field of offshore products, कि क्या बेच सकते हैं? Why they will going to buy? But for last 5 years, I'm selling it in Indian market, and people are paying premiums worth dollars में अगर मैं बात करूं around $100,000 per year. People are paying premium in insurance plans or investment plans or health plans. People are paying premium because they understand the benefit. So you have to look for a right fit clientele for this kind of a product. Yes, Swati.
Okay, amazing. We don't have any more questions. I think we are going to share the link of the presentation, recording everything. Nisha, do we have the final poll? We just want to run one final poll to get. I want you to share only one key takeaway from the session. Actually, I'll do one thing. Nisha, it's okay. Let me share one link here, and I want to see what you have in your mind, everyone. मैं आपके साथ अभी वो link share कर रही हूँ. एक minute. Okay. Is everyone able to click on this link?
Swati, Mr. Gupta wants to ask some question. He has raised his hand.
Okay, Mr. Gupta, can you just type your question on the, if I've missed your question, can you type it in the Q&A? Mr. Gupta, could you type your question in the Q&A, please, if you don't mind? Okay, and the question now, you should be able to see the question. Please click on the link on the screen. You should be able to see a question. I just need one key takeaway from this session. Okay, I'm going to share my screen if you can allow me. Manish, I'm going to see. Here are the responses which are popping up.
I'm stop sharing my screen. You can.
Yeah. Is everyone able to see my screen?
Yes.
One key takeaway from this session and what you have understood, what you are taking back to your clients. उसके basis पे फिर हम लोग we are going to reach out. If you have shared your client profiles, if you have shared illustration requests, we are definitely going to look at it, and Manish is going to personally get in touch with some of the shortlisted requests that have come, and we are going to announce their names as well in the group. Available from age 0, yes, that's right. It has high return savings, that's correct. सन लाइफ, ये सन लाइफ हैज बीन इन दिस मार्केट फॉर एवर, 1 सेंचुरी से है, मतलब आप इमेजिन कर सकते हैं। इनबिल्ट लेगेसी फीचर है, दैट इज करेक्ट। Generational, yes, it is an intergenerational plan where you can actually, where the parent or the policy owner can transfer it for generations to
Swati,
come.
I just want to add up one thing. I like जिसने भी ये लिखा है one more option. See, I always believe in that. You should have a bouquet of plans with you. अब अगर किसी क्लाइंट को आपने एक पॉलिसी सेल की, आप उसके पास सिमिलर पॉलिसी लेकर के दोबारा तो जा नहीं सकते हैं। सेल्स का एक फंडा है, समथिंग न्यू यू शुड हैव टू गो बैक। वन मोर थिंग, आप एक चीज ध्यान रखिए दैट if you have any plan in India which you are taking to your client, there are several other advisors who have similar kind of plans from other insurance companies and offering same to your client. So let's take guaranteed income plan. SDFC is selling SunJoy, Max Life is selling their own guaranteed income plan, Reliance is selling their own guaranteed. All the insurance companies have similar plan. But with this plan, you have one thing unique. No other advisor can offer this plan if you have same. So this kind of a monopoly you will going to have with these kind of solutions, but you have to find the right fit of your client. So yes, you have one more option to propose to your client, which no other advisor can sell. And your client can't say, okay, no. I got similar option from XYZ financial advisor. Oh, that client, that advisor also came to offer me this. So this is unique. You only have access to this kind of a plan, or very limited advisors in India has access to these kind of plans.
Absolutely. Okay, I'll stop. Thank you so much for your inputs. It is actually insightful कि सब लोगों को समझ में आ रहा है that it you are taking some value out of this, and we will be so much glad to help you out, stand out in the market. क्योंकि जो इंडिया में ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल है वो तो सबको पता ही है, लेकिन जो अवेलेबल नहीं है एंड व्हेन यू टेक दिस एज अ सोल्यूशन एंड यू स्टैंड आउट, स्पेशली वो स्पेसिफिक नीश सेगमेंट के सामने जिसके बारे में मनीष ने बोला, तो दिस इज हाउ यू विल बी एक्चुअली यूनिक, आपका वो यूएसपी रहेगा। मैं I'll stop sharing my screen. There is the last question which I think Mr. Rajiv had asked. This is pertaining to the Sun Life statistics that Manish you had shared. $137
Yes.
billion is total AUM of Sun Life, or is this the fund's AUM?
No, this is the participating fund AUM where they make investment in these kind of plans. So there are multiple bouquet list of plans like SunJoy. There are other plans also. So all the investment of these plan goes into $133.7 billion, which was as of end of 2021, which has grown now. So latest figures are awaited. We will share with you. So all these plan investment goes in this participating fund. Now, every plan has their unique strategy of that fund. So for SunJoy plan, there is only 5% equity exposure. Maybe there is another plan, OmniCare, which has 40% equity exposure. There is another plan, Sun Protect, which might have 50% equity exposure. So within participating fund also, there are different strategies for each plan. So yes, this is an AUM of participating fund where the investment is made. This is not a total AUM of Sun Life. That is multi-billion-dollar AUM.
Thank you, Manish. I hope that is clear, Mr. Rajiv. I do not see any more questions in the Q&A box, in which case I'm assuming that सारे जो questions है वो addressed हो गए हैं। अगर कुछ और आता है तो प्लीज हमको ईमेल करिए, चैट ग्रुप में डालिए, and we will try to revert. We will be sharing the recording, so everyone who has missed it, they should go through it. We will have a Q&A session in future maybe. But for SunJoy, this is one session for this particular quarter. For next session is with respect to another saving solution next week, which is called Investors Trust. That is also a very good solution, and I encourage you to please attend that session. Manish, if you can just share a few words about that solution in your words, then that will be helpful and for the audience.
No, definitely. See, again, whatever solutions Continental will going to bring you, those will be unique solutions, which is not available in the Indian market. So the next session, which Swati is talking about, the investor trust plan, it is again a guaranteed return plan, investment plan, guaranteed return plan with an option of investment for 15 years or 20 years. So it's a long-term investment. Some clients want to invest a smaller amount but for long term. So clients has an option, and there is an inbuilt guarantee in the plan that minimum client will going to get this much amount after 15 years or 20 years, or depending on the investment of the market, which is linked to S&P 500 index. So guaranteed income plan, yes. Security, yes. Long-term strategy, yes. All those features are there in this plan. So attend the session to know from the experts of those plans that how it will going to work for you and for your
Correct.
clients.
Absolutely. And this, again, that session will be taken by one of the experts from the company, from the provider company itself. So please make sure that keep that slot open for you next week again. फिर हम उसके बाद थोड़ा break लेंगे ताकि you process all the information that you have, and then we will come back to you in February session's calendar.
And just to
Calendar
add
link.
up, what Swati is saying, if some of you actually has some of a client you think that can fit into this kind of a product, can fit into that, and I know you don't have that experience to go to the client and present it very well, so we are available for you. If you want to have one-on-one session with us, you want to have a joint call with your client, yes, definitely we will going to help you out, and we will ensure that if the case is positive, we will ensure that we can close the case for you.
बिल्कुल। और क्योंकि मनीष का खुद का एक्सपीरियंस है, उन्होंने खुद से किया है, सो यू कैन नॉट गेट एनी बेटर पर्सन हु कैन एक्चुअली हैंड होल्ड यू एंड हेल्प यू क्लोज अ केस. सो आई थिंक इट्स अ गुड अपॉर्चुनिटी. इफ यू हैव क्लाइंट्स, प्लीज शेयर. आई होप यू हैव ऑलरेडी शेयर्ड दैट information in the client profile link that I put it in the chat. We will connect with you based on the profiles that you have shared. We will be more than happy to have one-to-one conversations where Manish is going to guide them. And we are also, क्योंकि काफी सारे ऐसे हमारे पार्टनर्स हैं who really want us to be present in the Zoom call while they are presenting to their clients. We are happy to be there as well. As much as support you need, we will share that with you. All right. Any last words? If not, we will close the call. Thank you so much for your time, everyone. I know it is the middle of the week. It has been busy, beginning of the year. Lekin you all took out time to attend the session, and it just shows your dedication and your interest for what Continental has promised you. Thank you once again, and we appreciate it very much.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day and very good week. Thank you, Swati. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.